Here's Peter and Anthony.
What up, everybody?
We're
in the Family Leisure Studio.
Hi, Osama Mamaraya.
Oh, hi, everybody. Oh, man. Welcome in for an all-new edition of Grindtime. Anthony Sain just basically stayed in the studio because, he was in there talking to Johnny.
Yeah.
As he does every Wednesday. Pre-show, like the pre-show.
Setting
getting you kind of warmed up, setting the tone a little bit, getting you warmed up a little bit. Do a little, something like that. He is, of course, Anthony Sain. I am Peter Edmiston, Darian Newsom, representing Kobe today because it was 2 years ago.
You know it, don't forget little Miss Gianna, man.
Yeah, Gigi
and everyone else on the flight, not just those two.
That was might have hurt me the most, man, to see Gigi, because that young lady was going to take the WNBA to new heights. Like, she was going to be the
Shanika Holesclaw on steroids.
Yeah, she was going to be like she was going to be the Jordan or the Kobe of WNBA for sure. Like,
well, you could just see the amount of such an interesting. I don't know, man. It was so interesting to watch Kobe. We talked about at the time. It's hard to believe it's 2 years. This really was I still remember that day so well. And it was our friend Amari Sankofa. We were hanging out. It was a Grizzly game that day. It was against the Suns, I want to say, but it was that afternoon, Sunday, and I was driving down to the Forum when heard the news. And when we got there, it was surreal, like talking.
Yep.
I went over to Central Barbecue actually to eat with Omari and another colleague, and we were just kind of like sitting there at Central Barbecue eating, and just like trying to figure out like what happened. Like just it was such a. And,
it didn't seem real.
Were they even going to play the game? Was it like no one wanted to play? And it was so surreal. It really it was. It was one of those. You remember when stuff like that happens. It's just it was such a tragedy, and there were so many rumors that day. There was Rick Fox was on there, and there's all this rumor. We're just going crazy, and I don't know, man. It's just it was. I can't believe it's been 2 years. I really can't. But the thing that was amazing too about Kobe is that he had so interestingly remade his image and his career. And he was, such a dad. He was such a proponent for his daughter and for women's basketball, and the Sabrina Ionescu and others talk about how he was a mentor for them and really like took an interest in the women's side of the sport. And he was a writer, had a podcast, had creative outlets. Not like a podcast like, guys talking about sports podcast, but like a creative podcast for kids. Mm-hmm. It was his life. He had really turned into a, creative force. And so that felt, to me, even more cruel because, there was so much that was still out there for him to do. And, that just, and of course, that goes even more so for Gigi and the other, kids that were on that flight and the youngsters. Just, man, it's just brutal. So, send our best, everyone. A lot of folks are still grappling with it, and appreciate Darian repping Kobe on this day. I think it's an important thing to do.
It just felt so much like it wasn't real. Like, I remember seeing it on Facebook, and I was like, man, y'all are just stupid for posting something like this. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, man, y'all are really dumb for posting, something about Kobe Bryant being dead. And then when, you look into it and then your people, I'm not believing until Woj says, I'm like, all right, man, y'all know y'all just, you know what I mean? But once it got out to once you felt the realness of it, man, it was wild, man, because he was. The strange thing about Kobe is that, the NBA is 75 years old. And for guys like myself and you who are, 40 years old, whatever, Kobe's the first one to go. Like, he's the first one that I remember Will Chamberlain passing away, but I wasn't around for Will Chamberlain, the player. But, like, everybody's still here. Like, the Oscar Robinsons, whoever you're talking about.
Yeah.
They're here, man.
Yeah.
All those great legendary guys. Bill Russell's still alive. Abdul-Jabbar. All these legendary guys you're talking about, except for Will Chamberlain was gone. And then for Kobe, a guy who we grew up watching. Like, we saw him come in as a kid playing, dating Brandy in the slam dunk
Shooting
contest.
air balls.
Yeah, the air balls. And,
Utah Jazz, man.
all that. Like, we watched, jumping the Nike commercials where he's jumping over the swimming pool full of alligators and
Kobe
jumping over
Bryant,
cars.
slam dunk, giant.
Yeah, and it was, all that stuff, man. And then to see someone of our age group pass away, like the first one, it really was surreal. It was wild to see. And a guy who the young players in the NBA, he was there, Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? To see, because I didn't get it. I hadn't really thought about it like that. But just to see how down bad Ja was and Dylan, you know what I mean, who wears 24 in honor of Kobe. Like how, and Devin Booker, how bad off these guys were when Kobe went down. Because I of course knew that he probably had influence, but to see it, the influence he had on those guys and how down bad they were after he passed away, it was surreal, man. It was a wild time.
Well, it's unfortunate, such a sad thing, but he's been honored in so many ways, and rightly so. And it's amazing to think, of all the folks that are still with us, and he isn't. It's it's like we lost Drazen Petrovic, we lost Bobby Phills, we lost, they're just but Kobe's name is so big, and man, just brutal stuff. Unfortunately, we start with that, but I think it's important to discuss today on the show. We will talk about the All-Star Game situation, because we were one day away from John Morant being named a starter. We'll talk about the Grizzlies and the Spurs tonight. A crazy night last night in the NBA, capped off by the Clippers doing to the Wizards what they did to the Grizzlies in the playoffs those many years ago, except even more so. 35-point deficit. You just don't see that very often. And finished off with a 4-point play from Luke Kennard. What are we doing out here? This is come on, Wizards. Just have some dignity.
Have some pride.
Have some pride. We'll certainly talk about that. We will talk some college hoops as well. A interesting night tonight. Last night too, and I want to dovetail that with a discussion. The newest Draft Express Jonathan Givony mock draft is out, and very interesting because the Grizzlies, as it stands right now, 13th pick.
Yeah.
Because of the Lakers.
Darren's Lakers.
That's exactly right. And then 26 and 27 as it stands right now. So we'll see. I still think, the Lakers, based on what we're seeing, they seem to – you got Anthony Davis back last night. LeBron's doing incredible LeBron things. You would think, surely, at some point, they're going to turn that corner finally. But it's a little bit reminiscent with the Lakers of talking about the Tigers, where it's like, man, they got all this talent, and you just keep thinking like it's going to be, and you have to believe it when you see it. So we'll talk about that coming up on the program. You can join us on the AutoZone listener line. Get in the zone, AutoZone. 360-8255 901 360-8255. If you want to get in touch with us, our buddy John Gasaway is going to join us to talk a little college hoops coming up in our next segment. Looking forward to discussing that with John. A busy show today. Plenty going on. Anthony, say what else is on your mind? I didn't mean to jump into the Kobe talk so quickly, but I felt like it was it was important to start the show off with for sure, man. Considering the day that it was.
What else is on my mind? Super excited to what looks to be Desmond Bane coming back off of COVID protocols. Excited about that. I'm thinking Ja's going to have a crazy game. I think nobody else is really on this but me, but I think Ja kind of feels the way about the Spurs more so than people really. Because I think there's definitely games. I think he gets up for Dallas. He gets up for other games. But that Olympic team stuff, and then to see the way he came out in the last game against them.
He went for 31, I believe, last game.
On FanDuel, I think I'd go plus 30 on Ja tonight if you want to get some money. Because I think he's going to try to murder these guys tonight. Plus, he might have to, score that many points anyway. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see the Grizzlies get back in the W column. Plus, this is going to be his last game before tomorrow. They don't play tomorrow, right?
No.
Yeah, this will be his last game before everything is announced. So I'm sure he's going to go ahead and, put an exclamation point on that tonight as well. So I think that'll be fun.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope he continues to do that. It's been fantastic to watch, and I think it's going to be it's a super special time. You're seeing now a lot of the writers, media members are starting to throw out their various picks, and you're seeing Ja Morant ahead on many of them. And I think again, you just look at the base of it. Forget about the bias. Obviously here in Memphis, we're a little biased towards Ja.
Slightly.
But if you take the bias out of it, and you look at the other guys that he's compared with for this spot, he's just categorically been better. Chris Paul is the one that you probably would look at most notably, I would think, in terms of the the comparisons, because of Chris Paul has been so good this year. He's been so efficient. You're talking about a guy that's averaging over 10 assists a game with under 2.5 turnovers. That's extremely rare. The Suns are best team in basketball right now. The way they're playing is spectacular. All that stuff, that stuff matters, but the sheer production that Ja Morant has provided, in addition to the fact that I think if it's anywhere close, if I'm voting for the All-Star game, and it's anywhere close between two players, the one that's actually going to provide me an All-Star game type highlight show,
right,
is that's how I break the tie. I'm breaking the tie with the dude that's going to be more fun to watch in the All-Star game. And Chris Paul, God bless you, not the guy that I want to watch.
Because he's not going to be there. He's going to play. He's going to go out there, and first time out, he's going to sit down, and he's probably not going to want to come back into the game. Man, I just thought about this, man. Ja's one of those type of guys where if you put him on that stage, especially with some of the guys who are out there who KD's not playing at all, LeBron don't really care, Steph don't really care really. Man, I can see Ja going out there and going to get MVP. Like, I can see him going off like Westbrook used to go off in the All-Star game.
Go ahead and call it. Go ahead and call it.
I'm willing to say
Call
that.
it. Go ahead and call it.
Yeah, Ja's going to be MVP, man.
I'm with it.
He's going to be MVP at the All-Star
I'm with
game.
it.
Like, for real. I can see him just going out there and just going crazy. Like, for real.
No, hey, no question. I think he will be motivated by it. You can tell that's the kind of thing that he will, he pushes towards. And, his ability just to do stuff and to be so fun. Like, he's just a fun player. And when you put him in that kind of environment with all these dudes, and they have a chance to kind of plan some stuff and throw some things out there, and he's going to do some wild things, and he's going to help his teammates do wild things on top of that. So
he'll win MVP and have 10 assists. Watch.
Come on, now.
That's what you want. I mean, that's what you want, man. You just want a guy that I don't care. I mean, I don't know about the numbers. I just he's going to be fun to watch. I don't care about any of the other stuff, but he's going to be fun, man. You watch him play, and you're going to be like, man, look at this dude. Look at what's going on. Guaranteed, 4 or 5 big time plays. Mm-hmm. Fun, like all-star. He's going to bounce the ball off the floor and go get it. He's going to throw it off the backboard and into somebody's arms. He's going to leap over somebody. Whatever. There's going to be something. Chris Paul, it's just like, solid point guard play. Okay.
He's going to be ready to sit down.
It's like Mike Conley making the All-Star game. God bless Mike Conley. I don't really want to see Mike Conley in an All-Star game. Like, I want him to be an All-Star for his career. I think that's important for his career. I want him to have had that honor. But do I want to watch him specifically in the game? No.
Mike Conley with a grand total of 1 All-Stars.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, you don't want to watch. I mean, Mike Conley, like, as a what, like some spectacular, like coming off the pick and roll, like what?
Yeah, with a nice little floater.
He'll shoot a 3-point with his left, then with his right.
Like,
He's
ambidextrous.
ambidextrous.
Like, come on, what are we doing out here? Like Zach and Mark and those guys. The Grizzlies have never had an All-Star that was like super fun to watch in the All-Star game. Right. It was just they're an All-Star. Check it out. Oh, he's hitting a solid jumper. Like, no, now you got to do that's
post
like
up. Look at that Zebo post up.
Look at that solid rebound. Look at that offensive board. Like, come on. But then you got Ja, who's like, look at this dude jump over two Eastern guy or two whatever the way they're going to do this with everybody picking whoever they're picking. Like, look at him jump over his two opponents, and you got, oh my God, like that's what you want, man. So he's going to do that. I'm seeing these things trickle in, and I think it's looking good. It's looking good.
Yeah,
it's
man.
looking like it's supposed to, quite frankly. So. That's we'll find out more. And the Grizzlies, of course, have 2 home games coming up Friday, Saturday. Last 2 home games before the break in this midst of this run that is pretty road heavy. Tonight they are in San Antonio to take on the Spurs. Spurs, they're a little bit of a weird matchup sometimes for the Grizzlies, but they're a hard team to figure out this year because they have had some pretty impressive wins, but they have had so many just goofy losses, and they're so young and just kind of blah right now. They're just a very blah sort of team, and they've
just
hit the skids, in the last little bit. Basically, since the turn of the year, they've really struggled. They've lost. Let's see. Let me do a little count here. That's the 11. So they've lost 11 of their last 15. Just kind of in that sort of thing. And DeJounte Murray's really quite good, and Jakob Poeltl's having a nice year. But like, you really need to be winning this game, even though it's on the road. Grizzlies have been a really good road team this year, phenomenal road team, really. You need to be winning this game. Yeah,
it just makes me wonder why Popovich came back for this season. Because last year would have been the perfect opportunity for them to be like, all right, man, this is it. I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
He could have handed the team over to Becky Hammond or whatever, and it's just like, what are you doing, man? like why are you like you? We saw him rebuild the Spurs. We saw him take the Spurs in a Taylor Jenkins type situation where he was, the young coach that was brought in to spur a rebuild, and then he took it to new heights and won championships, and he's looking like one of the greatest coaches of all time. Like, he could have bowed out easily last year. I do not understand why Popovich came back this season at all. Actually, I thought he was going to quit the year that his wife passed away. I thought that was it for him. But, like, he's still here, man. I don't get it though. Go enjoy your wine.
I think part of it is. I think number one, he really loves to coach.
Yeah.
I mean, he really does. Number two may be the kind of the related to what you're talking about. Some people, when they go through grief or when they lose someone like that, they throw themselves into their work,
right?
Because
exactly.
that's what what helps them to get through it. That could be part of it. I think at this point, with Popovich, he's really, you could tell he's kind of mellowed out a little bit. He's not quite as grumpy with the media. He's not quite as grumpy in general. I think he's gotten to the point now where what does he really have to prove? He's won so many championships. He's won internationally. He's done pretty much everything you can do as a professional coach. What at this point now, he's helping teach young players and get them better. I think that probably appeals to him just from a pure coaching perspective. He's coaching these dudes. So he's a coach. He wants to coach guys. And now these are actually guys that rather than Tony Parker and Tim Duncan and all those guys where you're, strategizing and all that. He's coaching these dudes. They still have to learn. I suspect that kind of appeals to him a little bit. He's a coach.
Yeah, I get that, but it seems like he could transition over to more of a front office type role. I mean, he just looks like he just looks too, I know I've been old people shaming here because I've destroyed Larry Brown for the entire season.
Yes.
But
it's
just time, man. Pop, you've done it, man. You've done it at the highest level. Slide over, man. Like Becky Hammond should be coaching this team this year. Like the way that window closed on her is just weird.
You think she got tired?
It was odd.
I don't know.
It was odd. Do you owe it to the future to move on at the right time, or if you still want to do it, shouldn't you be able to do it, no matter what? Shouldn't you be able to keep doing it if that's what you want to do?
It just seems it's a little bit too prideful to me, man. Step aside and let the future move on, man. I don't like it.
I was rooting
Yeah,
for
without knowing the specifics of like what they said to each other and all that. I don't know. I don't know if is she upset about it. I'm not sure. Like how does she feel about it? Does she feel like she got
jobbed,
taken out?
Yeah.
Does she feel like she got passed over, or
Yeah,
does
she did.
was she? Yeah, but I mean, does she feel that way? You can think that if you want, but if she
Well,
doesn't,
she took a WNBA job.
Las Vegas Aces. She's
So
the head
I
coach.
would have felt
no,
like,
I know, but I'm saying she may not. Maybe she. Maybe that's they gave her. I know they gave her a hugely lucrative offer for that situation and lots of control and stuff. It may be something that she, realized.
and I
there's
guess
gonna be
she
some of
feels
those-
like if she wants to go back to the NBA, is there.
I'm sure she's definitely going to have the opportunity to go back to the NBA. I mean, there's no question about that.
Have you ever been in the Popovich scrum?
Oh yeah. I've gotten Popovich before.
I just had the Popovich.
Yeah. I got Popovich for sure.
Was it bad? How bad was it?
Yeah, it was. He just has a way of like, especially when you're a young,
If you
like
know
when
you're
you're a young
goofy.
reporter.
What do you
like,
know?
Like I ask, I've really worked hard as a reporter to ask like really good questions now. Like but that wasn't the way. Like when I was younger, like everybody else, you're just kind of flailing around, and sometimes you just sort of asks. You don't even know what you're asking. You're just kind of fumbling around for words. You're just trying to get them to talk about a specific topic, but you don't know necessarily how to frame it in an interesting question. And Popovich is one of those guys where, particularly if he's in a bad mood, if you don't frame it in a question, he's not going to
get
answer.
you. No,
Like,
yeah.
he's going to get you, or if you say it in a certain way or whatever. And a lot, like we were spoiled here in many respects because guys like Mike Conley, he'll answer anybody's statement. Like it can be like, "Hey, Mike, the sun, your thoughts?" He's like, "Yeah, well, it's important. It's a star." Center of the solar system, really important for growing plants and all. Yeah, just big for us. Mike, you had 13 assists over the last 10 games. Yeah, not enough. I don't know, really like he'll pick up. You could say anything and he'll pick it up. He does a lot of that work for you. You said that to Popovich and he's like, yeah. What now? Is that a question?
Yeah, man,
What?
he'll get you.
And I remember I asked him. I said I remember. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I was like, Marc Gasol. I think it was about Marc Gasol, or yeah, it was when Marc Gasol just started taking some threes. And I was like, really, Marc Gasol is started to really develop. He's hit a few more threes. Does that make him more of a threat or something like that? And he's like, you just answered your own question.
Right.
And he's moved right on to like, so it's like,
Yeah.
well, okay, all right, yeah, okay.
I didn't give him an opportunity to get me. I was so awestruck when I saw him. I was like, nah, man, I ain't asking this dude nothing. Like, this is the GOAT. You know what I mean? And I knew he would get people. So I was like, I'm a novice at this. You know what I mean? At this point, I was just gathering sound bites at press conferences. I wasn't asking questions at all. But I saw him destroy a guy, and I was like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't say nothing. Because it was a guy that was there. I don't know what he was on, man. Like, I want to say this was even before Becky Hammond got there. Man, he was like, Coach Popovich, you're in Tennessee, and Tennessee is a big women's basketball state. And I'm like, bro, first of all, you're in Memphis. Like, you're not in Tennessee. You know what I mean? And I was like, yeah. Oh, Knoxville, yeah, women's basketball is a big deal, but it's not a big deal here. So he was like, oh, you're in Tennessee, and Becky Hammond was here. He said, you're in Tennessee, and they're big college basketball, and does this game mean even more to you with Becky Hammond being on your sideline? And he was like, wait, what? He was like, I didn't know Tennessee was a big state. He was like, I didn't know Tennessee was a big state for basketball. And he was like, should I care about that? That was his response to the dude. I was like, man, this is funny, bro. Like, there's no way I was gonna ask that dude a question.
Hey, I have a quick personal story about Pop. He actually is a generous guy.
Yes.
One of my neighboring restaurants in the downtown Midtown area that I was working in. He went in and he gifted one of the servers $4,500.
I've heard several stories like that. He did
Yep.
the same thing.
Oh,
at this
I
place.
mean that's the thing
Yep.
about it. If you talk to him about anything other than basketball, he's a great guy. Interesting dude. You've heard him speak out on all manner of social issues, and he's a very learned guy. Your boy John Harden. Talk to John Harden.
Yep.
Bring him in and talk to him about the time that John was working at Chow Bella. I think he was like tending bar, and Popovich came in
That's
and
the
brought
place.
his own wine. And then Chow Bella
Yep.
was like three. Like it wasn't close to the Forum. Like it's out in East
Kirby,
Memphis. So
yeah.
like he's he's making like a trip out there to do that. And he brought in a couple bottles of wine, and they just sat and apparently just chatted and talked about this, that, and the other for hours on end, like just chatting. Like, he's a good dude. It's just
very much a good dude. Guy's ticket was like $30, and he leaves like $4,500 to a server. I mean, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, he loves. There was a good piece. I forget who wrote it, but great piece about him and restaurants and how important he thinks it is to go to these
small
places,
business,
to be social and just to be social with his team, and that's how he gets to know people, and and he takes care of those servers and those restaurants and all that stuff. So, yeah, he's a good dude, but he has no time for stupid questions. Which, hey, I as I get older, like I'm like, I kind of understand that. Like, I don't have time for stupid questions either. I'm
Peter, like Popovich? What?
No, but it really did. It helped me to become a better question asker. You got to really think about. That was one of the things, yeah. Because you got to think about, like, how do you ask an actual question that is interesting,
right, and
that will get a interesting answer, rather than just say something and hope that, like, that's a different thing. It's a different skill. You have to kind of think about it. So I think I've worked hard on that, and I'm a lot better at that than I used to be.
You're one of the best.
So that embarrassment from was a low point.
For those of you listening, there was a 4-man group of me, Peter, Omari, and what's his name? Used to be Commercial Appeal.
Peter Fleischer.
No, man. Peter Fleischer. No. He does college football now. College football and basketball for CBS Sports. Come on, man.
David Cobb?
Cobb, yeah.
David Cobb?
We used to look at each other and be like, all right, it's your turn to ask the question so nobody else want to ask.
I keep telling people.
I got this.
I'm glad. I thought you were going to Sammy Sosa Woken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter would take it. Yeah. You ain't
I know several people. There was one news director of a TV station out there got mad because their people weren't asking questions, and they had to use my questions, and they're like, "Ask your questions." I was like, "Sorry, y'all ain't gonna ask. I know what I'm out there to say."
Peter, what was your second most exciting media moment other than the return to media day with COVID looming? Because I know you were doing calisthenics for that joint, man. You were getting preparations for that moment. You knew it was coming, man. So.
Oh yeah.
What was number two?
As far as asking the questions?
Yeah, like you went to bed.
The Mark Gasol private media summit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Inside of the bowels of FedEx Forum with me and 6 or 7 other people.
So that was your real number one. I was joking about what your number one was. That probably was your number one, right?
I mean, that was the most interesting because it's very unusual to be in this. I've never been in this particular office, like this was like a boardroom that I've never seen. Part of FedEx Forum I've never been to, and it's like
going in with a blindfold on.
And they go getting off an elevator and go some weird door and where the hell are we? And it's it's this big old conference room and you would not know you're in FedEx Forum. You could be anywhere in the world.
Scan Ross Wooden's eyes to get inside the door.
And it's and then you gotta and so talking for like an hour and a half or 2 hours
with Mark.
Mark Gasol. It was very. About that whole situation was quite something.
Wild time.
All right, so when we come back, let's talk to our buddy John Gassaway, and let's ask him some good questions about college basketball. We'll do that when we continue. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5.
Brett Norsworthy and Gabe Kuhn drive you home with Sports Time on Sports 56. Brought to you by DeSoto Auto Sales. Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hey, Jeff Allen, it's a new year, and that means time to make your customers happy in 2022 at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah.
Happy is easy to do with our great savings. I've got a take your pick that will knock your socks off. How about a 2022 Kia Forte LXS or a 2022 Kia Sportage? Your choice, $199 per month.
Forte's $27.99 due at signing, and Sportage is $34.99 due at signing. Plus, all Gossett Kias come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty program.
Plus a 2022 Kia Sorento 350 $1,059. Only $34.99 due at signing, and all 36-month leases. So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia Mount Moriah, 2680 Mount Moriah, or KiaMountMoriah.com.
All 36-month leases, 650 acquisition fee, 30,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage, Sportage, N702, 7277, MSRP 25460, Forte 80, 44, 2833, MSRP 21980, Sorrento, NGO 990119, MSRP 35340. Includes all rebates and incentives, PF 695, plus finance through KMF, excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 2/3/2022, dealer stock only.
Get in the swing of things. Grab your friends, your clients, your employees, and go enjoy everything you love about Topgolf in a luxury suite while at Memphis' only Topgolf Swing Suite at Erling Jensen's Small Bites. Topgolf Swing Suite is an immersive social experience offering guests a luxury private lounge to enjoy Erling Jensen's extraordinary food and beverage service, all while playing a selection of games in a one-of-a-kind simulation day. Topgolf Swing Suites are great for work outings, celebrations, or just getting together. It's fun for the whole family. It's fun for golfers and non-golfers alike. They have more than just golf. They have soccer, baseball, zombie dodgeball, football, and more. Located at 5069 Sainterland, adjacent to the Doubletree East Memphis. Check us out at SwingSuiteMemphis.com or call us at 901-58-SWING. Again, that's 901-58-SWING at Memphis' only Topgolf Swing Suite at Erling Jensen's Small Bites. Book your suite today.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I'm Brian Elder, 867-0303. Hurricane season is upon us. Is your roof ready? Are your shingles laying down and sealed properly? Call me right now, 867-0303. They say you get what you pay for. That's why my opinion is free. Maybe you've got years of life left in your roof. If so, I'll tell you that. But if I find storm damage or a compromised roof system, I'll lay out some options for you. Don't let them tell you it needs to be replaced if it only needs a repair. Call me, 867-0303. Has your insurance company already seen it and rejected your claim? Maybe they're correct. Most of the time, they're not. They do tend to become more reasonable once I get involved, though. 867-0303. I'll measure your roof from outer space or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sain.
Okay, Kobe doing work. 2-4 on my shirt. He the greatest on the court, and I'm the greatest on the verse. Going for the fourth ring like it was his first. Gotta get the gleam. Do it for Kareem. 2-4 so nice. My flow so mean. Catch me at the game, sitting next to goals.
Hour number one continues here in the Family Leisure Studios. You ready for this?
Yep.
You ready for this, Anthony Sain?
Yes, sir.
You ready for our friend John Gasaway?
Oh, come on. You know he's somewhere sitting in front of a fire with a
Kick
pipe
back,
in his mouth,
the
house shoes
glass of a snifter of brandy, if I had to guess, is what he's sipping on right this moment.
Oh, man.
Looking at, alternately watching college basketball and looking at a copy of The Economist. And
with the dog sitting, he's got a dog, no, a cat sitting in his lap one.
Doing a crossword puzzle, perhaps. I don't know.
While on the air with us.
Welcome. That's right. While on the air, doing his Wordle while he's on the air with us right now. John Gasaway. Good afternoon. How are you, sir?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Good.
Is any of that true at all? Did we get any of that right?
Dog check.
Okay.
And although I have to stand up for John Gasaway, although he does Wordle, I don't inflict my results on social media. So yeah,
you and me both.
Not that there's anything wrong with those of you listeners who choose to do that. That's fine. But I like that pie graph about percent of the population that cares about your damn Wordle. That spoke to me. That was good.
Very similar. There are now. It's now the third thing on my list, John, of things that immediately make me turn off my attention. Number one is I had this weird dream last night. Boom, my brain immediately. Whatever the next part of that story is, I'm out. And number two is my fantasy team. Man, I was so close this week. Fantasy draft. I'm out. Click. Boom. I'm not. Nope. Not having it. And number three, you show me any kind of Wordle block at this point. I'm like, nope. I don't really care. Not interested. Those are things that I will throw out there. Although, give me a quick shout out to Dordle. For anybody out there, go to Dordle, search for Dordle. It's like 2 Wordles at once. You have 7 guesses, and you have to get 2 words based on the same word that you guess on each side, but you have to get 2 words. Very tricky. If you want to up the difficulty level a little bit. If you think
I'd never heard
Wordle's
of that.
a little.
Thanks, Peter.
Yeah, Dordle. It's Dordle. It's slow. It's a fun one.
I want to, if I may, I just want to sneak in here and add one more to your I shut down list, and that is people in March who are like, "Oh, my bracket is perfect," And I had Oregon State going to the Elite Eight, and then on further investigation, they've got like 17 brackets, and they're picking the one. Drives me crazy. Yeah. No. Fill out one bracket.
You're exactly right. My bracket is blank. I did this. Oh, I can't believe they lost. I was going to be perfect. Stop. Nobody cares. I mean, unless you are in the Final Four and you've gotten every single one right. If you are 62-0 going into the final game, or 60, I guess what do we have now? 64-0 or 66-0, 67-0. If you're 66-0 going into the final game, then I do care. At that point, I will be deeply concerned about your pick for the final. Other than that, I'm not interested at all. Things are a little better. Here the Tigers got a little comeback victory on the road against Tulsa. I mean, it's no great shakes, but the longest journey begins with a single step.
You've been reduced to, Peter. All right. You beat a team that's 6-11.
Hey man, they were down like 15, and I mean I don't know what to tell you. It's the longest journey begins with a single step. That's what they say. I don't know. It's
the toughest son of a gun in the American
this see, we didn't get this last week.
It's sad.
We thought we were going to get the laughing in Memphis John Gasaway last week, but he didn't do it. But now he's clowning our small victories, man.
I can't really blame him. Do you think this is a turning point? Everyone keeps saying every win is a turning point, right? I don't know how many turning points. They're just spinning in a circle, I believe, right now is what's happening.
No, I'm not. It's true. A win is preferable to losing to that team I just mocked.
That's right.
Yeah, keep going. Let's see what you can do. But there's a deep hole since I was euphoric over that Alabama win, and there's a long way to go still. So. Next up, East Carolina. Here's a fun fact for all of the close watchers of the Pirates. They just had the worst shooting game in college basketball in 8 years. It's been 8 years since we've seen a team shoot as poorly as East Carolina just did against, you guessed it, Houston. They're pretty rugged, those Cougars. So watch out for East Carolina. They're due. They're going to make a shot.
Oh my God,
John! I'm a little disappointed how you're clowning the Tigers today, man. We expected this last week. Right. We were fully ready for you to do this last week, but this week it just feels like you're killing our hope.
I'm not. I think John's providing an important balance. To
for sure. I love
over optimism that we've seen of late. So I think
that man was literally chuckling, like he kind of lost his composure a little bit, thinking about how we had a riveting comeback against Tulsa.
That's exactly right.
Tulsa, the mighty hurricane.
The mighty golden hurricane. Yeah. That's exactly right. Yeah. What was it a situation last night? The SEC very intriguing. Couple interesting games, and Anthony saying you got to stop betting on college basketball.
Man,
I can tell you. But was it just the case of heavy is the head that wears the crown with Auburn at Mizzou with a 55-54 rock fight, as you like to call it, with the 8-11 Tigers and the 19-1 Tigers. Ew. That was not the most impressive performance. A win's a win, but ew.
I liked my professional colleague who predicted last night that the Tigers would win. I thought that was clever on his part, but right. That was a dismal, horrific shooting performance, among other things, by Auburn. Dismal, horrific shooting performance by one Jabari Smith Jr. And that was the theme last night because you've got these great explosive offenses. Some of us then stayed up to watch Arizona UCLA, and man, was that brutal too. And I mean, full credit to Missouri, who lost. Full credit to UCLA, who won. Forcing these great offenses into terrible shooting. But it was ugly, and Auburn was fortunate to eke out the win. I'm still mad that that Kentucky game with Auburn didn't really come off. They lost Ty Washington pretty early in that game. They lost Wheeler for 5 minutes, but it was a big 5 minutes. It looked like it was going to be more. I would dearly love to see those two teams play at full strength, because particularly with Alabama's seeming woes or dry spells or whatever's happening, Auburn and Kentucky really do look like, head and shoulders the two best teams in the league, and hope we get to see them face off against each other at full strength sometime. I think that would be glorious.
John, I had a Ty Washington question I had for you. I'm gonna leave it to myself, though. I'm not gonna let you get on the record.
You're gonna ask yourself that question?
No, I had one for John. Oh. This is the Ty Washington question we have all the time. I'm gonna leave John. I'm gonna leave John out of that one. But John, I meant to call you last night, man, because I had I like to go on FanDuel sometimes and just kind of bet favorites. Like I'll just bet teams who have heavy favorites or whatever, and make a little gas money. Turn 10 into 30. I'll bet all the heavy favorites, and I make $20-$30, free money. Why didn't you tell me Alabama was going to lose to Georgia? 15-point favorites last night. I had like a 12-game parlay, and every leg hit except for Alabama of all teams loses to Georgia.
I got to say, I am surprised at the 15. That seems a little robust. I mean, it's a road game in the SEC. I know Georgia, before last night, hasn't done, anything. I get that. But it's, an SEC team that beat Memphis. Hey, let's not forget that. So that's how, I can see, low double digits, but 15, that's a lot. And it turned out not to matter of all, of course, because they lost flat out. So, Alabama's in a weird spot. I don't pretend to be inside their heads. I'm definitely surprised. I thought, after they beat Gonzaga, I thought, here we go. This is it. Hasn't happened. Hasn't happened at all. And I'm surprised, because this is essentially, they lost a key performer or two, but I mean, there's a lot coming back from a team that had UCLA dead to rights. I mean, they had them in the Sweet 16 last year, and very easily could have at least played Michigan. Who knows? Possibly made it to the Final Four. And now we come here, and it's just it's not happening. And I think, as we discussed maybe last week, they're not hitting threes at all, and that is the problem. Like 27%. So maybe that gets better, but we're getting close to February here, and if you're Nate Oates and you're all about the rim and the threes, that's half of that equation. That's a big problem. So that's where the Tide is falling short.
Well, there's no question about it. They are shooting 27% from three against SEC opponents. They are the second worst defense in conference play. It's collapsed completely, and that's bad news for Memphis, who's hanging a lot on that that Alabama win. That doesn't help a whole lot when it comes to that. The rest of the SEC, how do you sort of power rank the rest of the SEC? As you mentioned, Auburn and Kentucky, definitely the class of the bunch, and I suspect we'll see them against each other, again and again. Then you have Tennessee, who certainly is capable of some big highs, but also some very, very low lows, especially on the offensive end. LSU, still just kind of hanging around and doing their thing, and then a whole host of I think solid, decent teams that are just kind of okay. Like what is your power rank of the SEC?
Yeah, I think I would have to. I mean, after the clear top two that it sounds like the three of us are nodding and agreeing to, I think I got to throw some other names I haven't heard into the mix. Obviously Mississippi State took Kentucky Kentucky to overtime in Lexington. That was entirely without Ty Washington, and that was with some rolled ankles for Sheboy and for Wheeler. So it wasn't straight and perfect, but I do like what I've seen so far from Mississippi State and another team that quote unquote hasn't played anybody or hasn't beaten anybody that still looks good on paper is Texas A&M. So I would hold out hope for those two. LSU, Peter, they are the Texas Tech of the SEC. They can just make you absolutely miserable if you try and play offense against them. But, I mean, they cannot do anything themselves on offense, or at least they haven't yet. The worst offense so far in SEC play. And it's really weird because you would think, wow, these guys, who are, athletic enough to play this great defense against the top teams in the SEC, surely they can dunk an offensive rebound, and it's just not happening at all. So there might be a limited ceiling for that bunch. And then Tennessee is kind of the poor man or woman's Alabama. I'm always ready to be really impressed by them, and they can just never quite make it across that line. Then they go out and they lose. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on there.
Such a frustrating team because they obviously have talent, but it's like
they have,
and they've had 2 or 3 games where you watch them, 2 or 3 games where they're like, wow, like this is they're hitting some threes, they're really looking good, playing hard defense, and then they have the game where they shoot like 15% from the field.
So in theory, Tennessee's got a great defense. They did have the absolute explosion against where Kentucky just blitzed them, had the best game of offense of any major conference team this year. And they too, kind of a little bit like LSU, not nearly as extreme. They too, at least so far, again, maybe it's kind of early, but so far Tennessee's been limited on offense. So I get it with them. I like what I see at the right moments, and I wouldn't say it's all over by any means, but need to see more. So we'll see how it shakes out.
John, a couple of like NBA draft type questions for you. Two guys who, two guys in over in the Pac-12. Johnny Juzang came back to UCLA. They're a top 5 team in the country. What do you think that did for his? Who do you think him coming back to school is going to do for his draft stock? And also Boogie Ellis, a guy who transferred from Memphis, went to USC. They've been the top team in the country as well. What do you think about those two guys' draft prospects? One guy who came back to college and one guy who transferred to another school and looks like a much better player.
Yeah, Juzang has to be encouraged. I mean, if this was a discussion even like 2 years ago, I might say, Juzang, big mistake. You had an incredible, absolutely incredible NCAA tournament, and you were a year younger a year ago. Go. This is the best deal you're going to strike. The NBA is showing some interesting things in terms of first round picks and age, or at least last year. Maybe that was a weird pandemic thing. I don't know, but in a world where Oregon's Chris Duarte gets a lottery pick at age 24, I'm a little reticent to say, "Oh, Juzang, big mistake," because you're going to be 21 on draft day. So he can get that done. He's got on paper he's got good size, and you can see him closing the deal as a yes. I can be your 3-and-D guy. He's making his threes again this year, and for those of us who did stay up and watch the game, he looked great. UCLA looked great, and he was hitting shots, and the Bruins were playing defense. So I'm open to the possibility. I know that he's not way up there on the mocks, but I'm open to the idea. And then Boogie Ellis, you've got to keep your wits about you with this instant eligibility transfer thing, and I'm always watching a game and saying, "Oh, hey, I remember this guy." Yeah, so. Ellis, his shooting on his threes is down this year, and also the frequency of his attempts is down. So that's a little worrisome, and he would want to return to the kind of form that he showed last year at Memphis, when John Gasaway was always on these calls saying, "Oh, Memphis, great defense. If they could only make some shots." He was shooting whatever it was, 38, 39% on threes. So he needs to bring back that form. He's getting minutes, which is impressive because the Trojans are tough, and the infield obviously likes what he's seeing, and he just needs some of those shots to fall now.
Last thing, John, we go from Mock to Mack. What in God's name has happened to Chris Mack and the Louisville Cardinals? This thing is deteriorated about as badly as I've seen one of these situations deteriorate.
Oh, and here I thought you were asking about the Mid-American Conference. I was ready.
I was actually good. I was actually debating whether I should go with Mack, as in like the British way to say mock, and like a go. But it's just segue can only go so far.
This reminds me so much of exactly what happened to Steve Alford 3 years ago. Another blue chip program with a guy, I don't know, fourth, fifth season, midwinter losing streak, proud program. So, enough. We can't keep going in this direction. They pull the plug. An interim comes in, and they go after the biggest of big names. There's a flurry of speculation and talk about Bruce Pearl. No, I'm not breaking news. I'm just saying what people are obsessed with at the moment. So yeah, it's unfortunate and it's surprising, and this is a tough business to be in. Louisville very easily could have made the tournament last year. At the time on Selection Sunday, it was thought to be a bit of a surprise that they didn't make it. Nobody made a big deal out of it, rightly, because it was a weird season. They'd only played 20 games, which is incredibly small. So nobody's going to die on their sword and say this is the greatest, injustice ever. But they could have made it. And then if they had won a game, or especially two, is this guy getting fired right now? Probably not. But,
no.
This is the business we have chosen. And, it's all going down in Louisville today.
Fine margins indeed. Shout out also to Bruce Pearl, for taking Auburn to that number one spot. Two schools in Auburn and Tennessee taking it number one that aren't really basketball schools. That's a nice accomplishment in its own right for him in and of itself. And we'll have more time to talk about him because he'll be at the forefront for the rest of the year, no doubt about it. John, thank you. Appreciate it. Go back to your brandy and your puppy, and we'll talk again very soon. That's right, exactly right. She's calling. She's calling for you right now.
Well, okay, I'll go take care of her.
You better go. You better go. All right.
Thanks, Peter. Talk to you guys.
It's our pal John
Bye,
Gasaway joining us on the program. We'll come back and continue here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 98.5.
The all-new Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Brought to you by Action 24/7, James Gaddis Jewelers, and Acura of Memphis. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10 right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hi, I'm Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. Can anyone explain to me why anyone would care how I measure your roof? We've all heard about measuring your roof from outer space. Well, to be honest, that's not possible. There are aerial pictures that can be taken every 4 years that can be used to measure most buildings, but it's not from outer space. Besides, no one, and I mean no one, can tell you what's wrong with your roof, or even if you need one, looking at pictures that could be 4 years old. If you'd rather do business with a family-owned and operated business with a lifelong tie to Memphis that refuses to mislead or use gimmicks, give us a call. Best products, best warranties, and the best service we know how to give. Fiveash Roof Services, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing is now currently hiring all positions. If you're ready to take your career to the next level, please apply today. Choate's is offering huge sign-on bonuses to seasoned technicians, plumbers, installers, and air duct cleaners. At Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing, we offer a career, not just a job, by putting you in a paid training program to develop your technical and customer service skills to best serve our customers. Choate's offers top pay in the Mid-South, weekly pay, paid vacation and holidays, company matching retirement account, health, dental, vision, and life insurance, and Christmas, Thanksgiving, and birthday bonuses. If this sounds like an exciting opportunity for you, then we should talk. So call us at 347-8086 or apply online at choateshvac.com under the careers link. Come, join our family.
I know you've been waiting a little bit longer than normal.
Jen's manicure spot needs an extra pair of hands.
Who's at the front desk right now?
Someone who's handy with everything from nail files to spreadsheet files.
Deirdre's not coming in today, but we have that whole bachelorette party.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
If you want to make money in sales, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. If you can sell, Flynn Broadcasting has a great career waiting for you. If you can sell, we have great benefits, salary, commission, sales leads, and a great place to work. If you can sell, let us know today. Send your resume to jobs@flynn.com. Can everyone sell? No. But if you can, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. Apply today at jobs@flynn.com. Start your great career today at jobs@flynn.com. Flynn Broadcasting wants you.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sain.
About fitting in when you custom made. Me and Nico used to plot on how to make a change. Now me and Kobe doing shots the night before the game. Still drop 40 with liquor in my system. Numbers going unlisted just to create some distance. I might see you on and off, but
I see what you're doing here. I like it.
Quick to double cross like both of us Christian. Lamborghini got me feeling like.
By the way, speaking of Chris Mack, it's pretty well official now that Chris Mack is out as the Louisville coach. So they've figured out there some kind of agreement or whatever it may be with them, and they're going to make that thing happen. So I don't know that whole thing. I mean, I don't know if you saw it. Anthony saying over the weekend, one of his players was asked if the team is still listening to the coach, and he said nothing for like 10 seconds, like 10 seconds of silence. And he's like, I don't want to comment on that. Like, I don't think I've ever heard a player in college just completely undercut his coach like that. Yeah. And when you see something like that, you're like, yeah, okay, well, we know it's.
See what 10 seconds of silence can do for a bad question when you get a bad question. See what that good.
That's not a bad question. I mean,
I'm just saying
that's
what you
really
perceive
good
to be
question,
what you perceive to be a bad question. It's like, see how you can just kind of give it a good 10 seconds and.
Was that worse when the guy asked one of the Tigers players about Rasheed Wallace, and he said, "Well, when he was here in a short time."
Yeah, that was Jalen Duren.
Who asked that question?
I think it was probably Munns.
See, here's my thing, and you'll probably tell me I'm wrong. You'll probably tell me you totally disagree. Like, that was a set-up question because Munns probably felt like Rasheed wasn't here, so he asked a question to the dude to make him say he's not here.
To get a vicarious answer out of him. Okay.
Well,
I mean, we all do that, but I'm just saying.
First of all, yeah, it's a set. Every question is a setup question. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Because you can be direct. You can say, "Hey, where Rasheed Wallace is?" Then you can also say that. But you're basically playing like a cat and mouse game with a 17-year-old to get him to answer a question. It's like you're trapping him into something where you're going to get that.
I don't.
It's indirectly. It is, Peter. You're indirectly asking him a question.
The Jedi mind trick.
Yeah, it's like a playing a mind trick with a dude.
No, I don't agree with that.
Because Mons knew that Rasheed wasn't around.
Yeah, but it's like a lawyer. When you're a lawyer in a case, and you're interviewing, and you've got somebody on the stand, you will ask them questions that you know the answer to. But it's important for them to say what their thought about it is.
Uh-huh.
Whether you may be trying to get them to give more information. Maybe you know a little something, but they know more, and you're trying to get more out of them. Maybe you're trying to clarify because you think you know a little something, but you're not 100% sure, and so they might have more information.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you just want to hear it from them because maybe you want somebody to say something publicly that you know for sure, but you only know it through sources that are unnamed and are private, and so you can't say it. And so to get someone to say it publicly, then now all of a sudden you can talk about this thing that you know.
Right. I'm just glad I'm in a period where I don't have to be answer the same question asker. It's kind of made me a little bougie, I ain't gonna lie.
I remember Dave Yeager one time telling me, he's like, every time you ask a question, I think about what are you trying to get from me?
It's like, I don't want anybody to look at me like that.
I was like, Dave, I get it, but it's not that serious. Like, I promise you, I was like, most of the time, it's pretty much just like, is this guy going to play or not? Like, is this guy hurt? Like, there's not like any deeper thing to it.
Yeah.
But that's I do remember that conversation with him. He was very paranoid about that. Hour number 2 on the way, brought to you by Poultry Power. We've got more about the Tigers as Penny and some of the players are talking right about now. We'll discuss what they're having to say. We'll talk Grizzlies as well against the Spurs tonight. Stick around.
You might not know me, but I'm Zip with the ZipCat construction app.
Why are you collecting leftover construction materials, Zip?
I'm turning it into cash.
That's easy. You can turn leftover materials into cash. Keep it out of dumpsters and help the environment.
That's why they call me Zip, the construction guru. Also, ZipCat app saves you time and money. Lets you describe a job, name your price, and get a job done.
That's smart, Zip. You're amazing.
General contractors, take a few minutes, price a job, and get it done. Download the free ZipCat app from the Apple Store or Google Play. Best tool in your toolbox.
Southland Casino is turning spinners into winners. It's the return of Battle Wheels. And this time around, we're giving away up to $375,000 in free play. Earn entries every day. Then each Saturday night in January, 30 finalists take their turn at the prize wheel. Everyone who spins wins. Take the short spin to Southland for your chance to win part of up to $375,000 in free play. See Lucky North Club for details. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help, call 800-522-4700.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
It's a new year. That means it's time for a floor model sale at Family Leisure. You can help Family Leisure make room for all the new 2022 products that are coming in. All floor models are priced to move right now. If it's on the floor, it's on sale. But you better hurry to get these special savings because once these floor models are gone, folks, they're gone. We're talking theater seating, massage chairs, arcades, foosball and hockey tables, all on sale. Shuffleboard tables, pool tables, they're on sale too. Plus, there's so much more on sale. And you can get New Year's deals on spas and swimming pools as well. Family Leisure needs the room for new inventory. So what's here has got to go. You can help them. The floor model sale is happening now at Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together. Happy New Year from our good friends at Family Leisure.
Tire pressure light on? Tread low? Car sliding when you stop? It's time to go down to Milton on the Spot. Serving you at 3 locations: 1684 Getwell Road, 2127 Ellis Presley, and 3691 North Watkins. Memphis' largest supply of new and used tires, all under warranty. Yes, that's warranty on used tires too. Ask about the tire rotation and balance specials. Milton on the Spot on Getwell Road, Elvis Presley, or North Watkins. Here to take care of your every tire need. Milton on the Spot.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now, back to Sports 56 Grindtime. This hour is brought to you by Poultry Power. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sain.
Hold up, slow your roll. You out of your mind? Out of control? Questioning me like I'm a criminal or something. Stole your heart or something, like I'm up to something. You must be with girlfriends, gossiping. Chicks hate on Kobe because he ain't with them. Feel me now, listen how silly you sound, suspecting a voice in the background. Come on now, trust is foul, checking messages down. How old are we now? Probably hate me now like
It's very sad about Kobe.
I'm just keeping it real with you, honest. My silence forgive. I was stressed today. I was shopping with my ex for lingerie for my newfound love. That would be you. No shame in your name. I say what I want.
Very sad. 2 years ago, when we lost Kobe, and Darian is throwing in a little Kobe. That was Kobe on the mic.
Yeah, Kobe on the mic.
Yeah, man. You putting in work, Darren. Cause when you started the Kobe thing, I was like, man, you gonna run out of songs, but you halfway there, man. I got you.
Man, you got much more to come.
I got you, man. I know you're gonna do your thing.
There you go. So hour number 2 continues here. The Grizzlies back in action tonight against the Spurs. We mentioned the Tigers will be playing tomorrow at home against East Carolina, looking for revenge in that game. The Tigers have been some discussion. I've been meeting the media here earlier, just a little bit ago, and saying a few things. Sounds like Jalen Duren is probably not going to be available for the game. What's the hand injury?
Man, we got some hand stuff going on over there, man.
What do we know about that?
Is this another nail biter thing?
Is
this a nail biting situation?
I don't know. What do we know? How did this happen?
I don't know. I didn't see it happen on the court. Did you see him like somebody step on his hand or?
No, I didn't see that. I didn't see anything happen on the court.
He smacked the backboard and you know.
I don't know. I don't know. Not
Peter, why
sure.
you ain't got your boys over there asking them kind of tough questions, man? So we can find out how this dude hurt his hand.
I know. It's, I like we gotta.
Was it a Karate Kid Part 2? John Kreese, trying to punch Mr. Miyagi, punching through the glass, a Bill Goldberg type,
Yeah, it could be the goal punching through the glass thing. I don't know. Who can say?
How do you hurt your hand when you're not playing basketball?
I mean, there's a few ways. I mean, you could smack somebody, punch something,
somebody,
slam it in a door. I saw that happen to
As
Arn
Grayson
Anderson,
Allen.
I believe. Or no, Barry Windham. I saw Barry Windham.
Yeah.
That happened to Barry Windham.
And I was watching a cartoon, and somebody dropped an envelope in somebody's hand, and their hand started pumping, sweating up like a balloon.
Wile E. Coyote.
For sure.
Yeah.
It gets really flat. It gets really flat, and then it kind of starts
pops
pumping
back
and stuff.
out.
And I totally agree with that.
He put his thumb in his mouth, and he blew his hand back.
He blew it back.
Yeah.
Maybe that's all that Jalen Duren needs.
Yeah, has he tried that? Has he tried
He tried putting his thumb in his mouth and blowing his hand, inflating his hand.
Yeah, that could be. Could be problematic. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good idea.
But seriously, what's going on with the hands over there, man? Like, what?
I don't know.
Penny got a leather strap hitting him in the hand.
We got to find this thing out.
Jason Munns, you're asking all the tough questions. You're trapping these dudes with your words. Come on, man. Find out. See, Jalen Duren, who did you slap the mess out of to break your hand?
Go. I mean,
but I'm not going to say his hand is broken. I don't know what's going on with the dude. He might get arthritis.
All I know is this. Speaking of arthritis, Larry Brown back on the bench.
Speaking of arthritis.
Arthritis.
Yeah.
Is Larry Brown back on the bench tomorrow night, according to Penny. Penny also mentioned that Jermaine Johnson has slid into the player personnel role.
Whew.
So again,
how many assistant coaches does Penny Hardaway have on his bench? How many remain at the end of the season?
Well, Larry Brown is obviously the assistant coach. Cody Toppert is obviously assistant coach.
Mm-hmm.
And then that third role is just kind of like some combination.
The fun guy.
Is some combination of Rasheed over Zoom, Jermaine Johnson in some kind of player personnel role with we love Coach JJ's rhyming couplets and
motivator
comments. Motivation, the motivation coach, and then you've got Rodney Hamilton who's doing some stuff too. So some combination of, but none of them are the official third. I don't know.
Bro, if Penny ain't getting fired, he ain't stepping down from his job. My only prayer for Penny, man, is to seriously get some real deal assistant coaches. Because I'll tell you what Larry Brown is. I'm going to tell you a story about Anthony Sain. I grew up in the 38106 area code in South Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to attend Pine Hill Community Center. Used to see like Tony Matlock and them. I think Penny came through there a few times, but you would just see a lot of just real good basketball runs happen in Pine Hill Community Center. And there was this guy that was named Coach Bug Guy.
Shout out to Bug Guy.
You know Bug, right?
Come on, man.
You know Bug,
Shout
right?
out to Bug Guy,
Coach
man.
Bug Guy.
Right.
Coach
and Coach Bug
Down there
Guy,
in 201.
I think at one point Coach Bug Guy might have been a high school.
Does Coach Bug?
He was.
Did
Bug
Coach
Guy
Guy
helped at
have-
Hamilton.
Right. You said the key word.
Did the
Hold on, Peter. Coach Bug Guy. Coach Bug
wait,
Guy.
wait, hold on. No,
Go
no,
ahead.
Did the
You got
Coach
it. Go
Bug Guy
ahead.
in fact have bugged out
Yes,
eyes?
he did have
No, his
Bug
eyeballs
Guy.
were big.
He
man.
did have Bug
Yeah,
Guy.
that's where he got his name from.
And if you play basketball anywhere, pick up basketball anywhere in Memphis, or part of any kind of camp, any type of team, anything, you know who Coach Bug Guy is. All right. Just a solid dude. He's worked with kids all my life. He was the original dude I ever knew to work with kids. He was that guy always. But I think at one point Bug Guy might have been an actual head coach somewhere. But he was always the guy that was kind of around. Like coaches would always kind of bring Bug on their staff to just kind of be Bug. You understand what I'm saying? Like to this day, Coach Bug Guy's on somebody's bench. Bug Guy's probably 90 years old.
Cussing.
Yeah, right.
On the bench cussing.
And he loves kids. Kids love him. Like he's one of those guys that no matter how good the coach is, the players really like Bug Guy. The Bug Guy got to be around, and people take care of Bug Guy. He's always got a job. He's always people take care of Bug Guy. And Larry Brown just feels like Bug Guy to me. Like Darian, you're laughing because you know exactly who Bug Guy is. Like if anybody in Memphis knows Bug Guy, he's a very known guy. Jason Munns, Giannato, go do a story on Bug Guy. I can give you his information. I'm gonna tell you, he's that type of dude. Everybody, somebody always has Bug Guy on their staff, and he's not really doing anything. He's just Bug Guy.
He's Bug.
He's just Bug Guy. You just kind of have him around.
Oh my God!
It is hard to.
Peter is. Larry Brown is like. Bug.
If you are, Peter, you don't understand. You don't know who Bug. If you ask Miss Carolyn, does she know who Bug Guy is?
Oh man.
But there, am I
You're
lying?
right. Yeah.
That's who Bug Guy. That's who Larry Brown is to me.
Yeah.
I'm
he
just
has
asking,
something to offer, but he's not gonna do too much.
He knows the game. He's like, I gotta have. I talk to coach, man. I gotta have my guy Bug with me, man. Like, what does he do? Man, he just Bug. He just, if I need some, I'ma holler at Bug.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's all great, and I mean, there's no question that that's helpful.
I'm agreeing with you.
In all these, but it's like
he don't have no assistant coaches.
How many
Bug Guys?
How many leagues have Bug Guys in a Division I major college program? Just guys just kind of doing stuff. Like, hey.
I guess that's the point because he doesn't need.
And when I saw those kids in the airport, I'm like, yeah, Larry Brown's Bug Guy, man. He's Bug Guy.
Oh man.
Well, Penny did say after the game the other day that Larry Brown still helps take the he helps the student assistants put the bags on the bus.
What are we talking about,
they shouldn't.
bro? Oh God!
Is Penny helping do the bags on the bus?
So crazy.
Because why is Larry Brown doing it? Come on.
Hey, people.
Larry's.
Yeah, Penny needs to just lean on Larry Brown. Like Larry Brown looks like he's out there having fun. Like he's Bug Guy. Somebody please text in and say
Yes, please call Bug if you're listening.
Ferdell, who texts in all the time.
Man.
I know you know who Bug Guy is.
Bug Guy works down at 201 though.
He does for real?
Uh-huh.
He was working for people take care of Bug Guy, man. Like it is so crazy.
Yeah. I'm shocked, Peter, you hadn't heard his name in some kind of basketball.
Bug Guy
realm.
Bug Guy was working at the Croc Center for a while.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he's exactly how you're portraying him.
If I were part of the old the high school realm and all that, I probably would. I'm not a recruiting or high school.
He's probably the most famous high school runner. Yeah, he's like a most famous runner in the Memphis kind of like on that underground. He's like what? Koopstanik of
bro,
running.
it's wild, man. But that's who Larry. That's the role. He's like a mascot / coaching support. It's weird to describe what Bug is because he knows the game.
Yeah, he has a lot to bring to the table, but he's not gonna. Yeah,
he's just like Bug. He's Bug Guy. You want Bug Guy around.
Bug Guy has keys to every gym in Memphis.
Exactly. And Penny went out and got a multi-million-dollar Bug Guy, and he's sitting on his bench. And the idea that dude could take over as coach is the goofiest thing I hear people say.
Because in all honesty, you don't want Bug to be your head coach.
Nah, you don't want Bug to be your head coach. But man, When I saw that handshake, I was like, man, Larry Bryant was an old-ass man. That the players just like that. Oh, Larry, LB, oh. Like, bro, that dude is not a freaking college basketball coach at this point of his life. But I said all that to say, Penny, no more bug guys. Penny's got he's got a bug guy on his bench. He's got a motivational speaker. He's got super work hard dude and Cody Topper, man.
Just no T-head. All he needs is a T-head on the bench, and he'll be Memphis made.
Jimmy Snap Hunter, shooting coach.
Yeah, give him a
shooting coach.
Snap,
In practice.
So I just think it's like, all right, let's
come on, bring
it feels very amateur for such a big millions of dollars and all that stuff, and it's just like okay, all right, like what are we doing here? But anyway, so that it sounds like Jalen Duren Penny wouldn't rule him out completely in the press conference, but it didn't sound 100% good. You're still going to miss DeAndre Williams and Landers Nolley and Jaden Hardaway. All three will be out for the game to tomorrow. So that'll remains to be seen. Just keep winning. I'm still kind of getting over John Gassaway. Just the disrespect.
Man, just laughed at us like we just some bums.
Man.
And I've never seen John do that. I was a little, it's all right when we joke on our own team, man. To get John coming in just what? What do you do? That kind of bothers me a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, John.
A little taken aback.
Man, call John back. Call Gassaway back. No, just address that man.
Hey, listen. I appreciate the honesty. He's the balance. He's the balance in this whole thing. People got a lot of people. We're in this bubble where it's like, oh man, they're making that turnaround. What a comeback against Tulsa. Meanwhile, on the outside, John is like,
I mean, he couldn't even hold it in. He just kind of lost his composure.
You did what? You did what? Oh, he's like, I guess y'all didn't lose. So okay, that's cool.
Yeah, he kind of lost his composure a little bit on the labs. Like, hold on, John.
Oh, that's pretty. That was definitely wild.
Yeah.
You mentioned and you didn't share the Ty Washington.
You
didn't share the Ty Washington question either. Which
no, I didn't want to put John on the spot for this because that could put him in an uncomfortable situation.
But be that as it may, Ty Washington. I did see the number 9 in the Draft Express mock draft.
You know it's coming, right? You know he's going to be the Tyus Jones replacement, little Ty. It's gonna be in Memphis, and I got
little Ty. Hey, I told you at the beginning of the year how big a fan I was of Ty Washington. I don't know if people remember that or not. They may not remember that. I don't know. That's
is his name Tyus? Tyrell, or what's his name?
His name is Ty.
Taisha. I'm sorry, I couldn't avoid it.
We got to be from the same neighborhood. It took everything in me not to say Taisha.
His name is Tyrone Washington Jr., a.k.a. Ty.
So we're gonna keep
I assume his
like
dad is Ty Washington. Yeah, Ty Washington.
His dad is Ty.
Yeah. So there you go.
Man, I got
Dad Ty. And I look forward to his son being Ty Washington.
Ty Washington.
Ty cubed.
Ty. You keep this going. How many times? That's my great grandson.
Oh man, little Ty.
Maybe I should have named my son Pete. You know, and
when Bo came out, I really hate that name gave Sain.
One of the things that I did not realize until late on is the amount of I was like, man, there's a lot of people that are like AJ, BJ, CJ, EJ, and that is just like somebody junior, and you just throw the junior in the front. Like, I didn't realize like CJ Hurt. That's his name is Conrad Hurt Jr. Like, it's not like Conrad Joe Hurt or something. The CJ, the J doesn't stand for, it just stands for junior, and you just kind of slide it around. Like, so many people, man, so many. Like, that's just I had no idea until way late in life that was a thing. No idea.
Say it again. You lost me on that, bro. Say it again.
Like, people whose names are like, you see how many different dudes are like DJ, EJ. There's G. You could think of a blank J person probably for every letter of the alphabet, just about.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept thinking, like, it's not like it's stands for something like that. It stands, but the J is for junior. Like Ty Washington Jr. It could be TJ Washington, right? Brandon Boston Jr. is B.J. Boston.
You saying you never heard of it?
I never knew that. Yeah, until way late in life. Never knew that. I was like, man, I was like, there's so many dudes with J's. Like, well, where did that J come from?
So where you thought
to me?
Like,
I thought people just.
How late in life are you talking?
Oh, I don't know. A few years ago, way later than I should have. It took me a long time to come to grips with that. I kept thinking I don't remember when it finally clicked for me, but it was way later than it should have. Yeah, it was way later than it should have.
You thought BJ was like just BJ?
Yeah, I thought all the dudes with whatever J were their middle name was like Jackson, Joe, John, whatever James, any whatever J name you think of, like they just abbreviated. Okay, yeah.
No, it's Junior.
Oh, say I got some.
I realize that now, but like I said, it was finally like I was like, man, I should have probably picked up on that a little earlier. A little slow on the uptake here, buddy.
Man, Miss Carolyn let you down on that one, man. That was.
Yeah, I felt a little bit let down. I agree with
everything on Miss Carolyn.
But Tai is a really good player. He's listed as 9th on the mock draft. Here's the draft in case you're wondering. Chet Holmgren won to the Orlando Magic. Again, the white American Hall of Fame really riding a lot on Chet Holmgren here. Paolo Banchero, 2 to the Pistons. Jabari Smith, 3 to the Rockets. I'm going to tell you something. I know Jabari Smith had a rough night last night, 2 of 15 from the field.
He's still the number 1 pick.
I'm going to tell you something, man. You're going to have to convince me not to take that dude number 1.
There you go, Pete.
Because I've watched this guy now. I watched a couple of his. I've watched some. You watch his games; he's very, very impressive. But in terms of the stuff that he can do, I watched him pull up, like take the ball on the break, and pull up multiple times in transition from top of the key and drain a 3. A couple times over guys because he's 6'10" and he has a high release point. If you're giving me a 6'10" dude that can play, the modern 4, but then can also handle the ball and pull up for 3, like, Desmond Bain style. How am I not taking this dude number 1? How am I not? What am I missing here? Like, and it's not like, and he's shooting it like at a high percentage. He's a 40% 3-point shooter in spite of last night where he shot terribly. He's a 40% 3-point shooter. So like, what am I missing here? What am I missing?
Pete, you know who I
can take it off the dribble. Like I don't know what we're doing here.
I compare him to Chris Webber.
I can see that.
I think
he's not as physical as
but
Chris
from the
Webber.
Shooting and passing aspect, I compare him to Chris Webber.
Yeah, but he's a good passer and he's definitely a good shooter. I agree with that. Webber, but maybe that's the reason why I like him so much because I really love Chris Webber.
There you go, man.
So maybe that's what it is. But he's
phenomenal.
He's a really good player. Like I don't know what you.
And for me, Bancheros goes 2, Holmgren goes 3.
I think those are definitely the 3. Jalen Durham, by the way, 4th to the Thunder. In case you're interested in that. Jaden Ivey, 5th to the Kings. I know that's your guy, Niele Ivey's son.
Yep.
Keegan Murray, 6th. Shaden Sharp, 7th to the Pelicans, to the youngster who's eligible to play for Kentucky right now, but may or may not actually do it. He was a late enrollee. Johnny Davis of the Pacers, 8th. Ty 9th to the Wizards. And then Benedict Maturin from Arizona up to the 10th spot. A.J. Griffin, I think I'm a big A.J. Griffin fan as well from Duke. He's 11th. If they could find his way to the Grizzlies. Woo! Because he's getting close. Because you know what? The Grizzlies are picking in the 13th spot. And they've got Jean Montero, the combo guard from Overtime Elite.
Just missing the cut to Darius Jacobs.
Dominican, 18-year-old Dominican product. Jean-Claudio Montero Berroa is his name. Crafty, smart player.
Are you surprised to see Banchero? Not Banchero. To see
first of all, guys, it's Banchero. I want us to all get on the same page on this.
Who?
It's Banchero.
You see,
okay.
All right. Say less. All Are we surprised?
Listen, I'm trying to help. I want you to be accurate with this. Because, I tried to tell.
I've been calling Dirk,
with this
Dirk Nowitzki
Trusson Burrell and all this. I try. It's Bancaro. Just
got to roll that tongue, Sain.
Yeah.
Don't roll the tongue. Bancaro. No, you have to do any of that stuff. Just Bancaro.
Dirk been Dirk Nowitzki just all my life. So.
Sain, you're getting a lot of action
Dirk
on this.
Nowitzki.
This line over here. You had a couple of callers calling in for you about Bug Guy.
Ain't no Bug Guy.
Yep, says Mr. Mark says he graduated from Hamilton in '74. He's known Charles Bug Guy Elliott ever since then.
My God.
He was not an actual coach, but on the underground level, AAU, community ball, he's a Hall of Famer.
Real.
He said he and Ted Anderson played ball at Hamilton over at 74. So, Mr. Mark, thank you for calling in.
Bug Guy's the type of guy you might see him on one team's bench one day. And he's on another team. He's like, you'll see him on 3 or 4 different teams in some type of volunteer role, like doing something with the kids. Like, he's just always been around kids, man. But he's Bug.
Is that Bug over there at Shelby State? Yeah, that's him. Yeah, he's everywhere.
You might see him everywhere.
Verdi Sales GM, then down at the forum.
I did a story on a guy named Bug Guy from
We got to get Bug Guy in there with you.
We
got to introduce Peter to Bug Guy. That will be.
I'm going to introduce Giordano.
Peter has to meet Bug Guy. Peter, where you been, man? You don't know me?
A phenomenal story.
Everybody know me. He talks with his tongue.
What's Bug Guy's
story
real name?
about
Charles.
What's Bug Guy's real name?
Charles Elliott.
Charles Bug Guy Elliott.
He speaks with his tongue hanging out his mouth. Peter be like, what are you doing?
Yes.
Pete, what's going on, Peter?
Bug Guy's a character, man.
He is. You'd enjoy him.
That could be the we could have a series where we send,
we can get Carolyn and Bug Guy to the show.
That goes along with the Southern Heritage Classic cheerleader series.
Bro, y'all was joking. Like, why? Like, Peter won't be with us soon. Like, Peter's gonna take some days off. I might have Bug Guy.
Hey man, let's give Bug Guy 20 minutes, man, to get off some of these stories,
some history, man.
Give us some history, man.
Hey, think I won't. I don't know how to get in touch with Bug though.
Hey, the streets are listening.
Hey, if y'all know
Bug
Guy.
I put it out on the social media. If anybody knows where Bug Guy is, I mean, it's hot right now.
Because if he used to work for the Croc. If he don't work for the Croc no more, I don't know how to get in touch with him.
I'm sure based on the you putting the hotline out right now that you'll be able to take care of it. As you mentioned, I'll be out for the next little bit after today's show. I'll be back in basically a little over a week. So I can't wait to find out what happens.
Just check out the podcast, man. You gotta hear Bug Guy.
I can't wait to find that out.
Doing a story on
when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about
a South Memphis staple.
Peter would definitely tell Bug Guy to put his mask on. Bug Guy spits when he talks. Hey, man,
Bug Guy has spit flying. A friend of mine is a coach, man. He said, man, that man said, Bug, he said, I saw Bug hug me, man. So that man hugged me super tight. That man said some of that man cologne got in my eyes. He had so much cologne got in my eyes.
Got a little R.C. Johnson action going, is what you're saying, huh?
I gotta get Bug on the show, man.
I can't wait. This is something we gotta do.
Hey, his story needs to be out there, man.
It's legendary. Peter.
This dude has touched so many kids, bro.
He assisted in my upbringing as well, man.
I mean, if you lived in the inner city and you picked up a basketball, you know.
And he was huge for getting kids off the street. Yeah. Like that's was his thing. Y'all ain't doing that. Y'all trying to gamble. Y'all trying to gamble out here. Get in this gym. Like that was him, man.
That man used to just round up kids, bro.
Round up kids, man.
Oh man, Bug Guy.
We'll come back and continue here. More on I don't know how much more maybe. We'll see as we continue. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5.
Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio, presented by Tito's Vodka, from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Step up your wings game at East Coast Wings & Grill. With 60 wing flavors and 7 heat indexes, do you have what it takes to turn the heat on your wings up to insanity? East Coast Wings & Grill is family friendly with a large variety menu to satisfy the whole bunch. Sign up today for their loyalty program and taste the rewards. For every $1 you spend, you collect a point. Earn 100 points and receive a $5 reward. Next to Lowe's off Highway 64 in Bartlett, come try America's best wings at East Coast Wings and Grill.
For over 8 decades, America's farmers have counted on the little red tractor from Case IH, the Farmall, to help them make short work of their demanding chores. Well, Mid-South Ag can show you they aren't just for farms anymore. With horsepower ranging from 30 to 105, plus an army of attachments, they can tackle every chore on your to-do list, from hauling and mowing to loading and towing and then some. Stop by Mid-South Ag Equipment or call 662-890-3141 to find a Case IH Farmall that's right for you.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I'm Brian Elder, 867-0303. Hurricane season is upon us. Is your roof ready? Are your shingles laying down and sealed properly? Call me right now, 867-0303. They say you get what you pay for. That's why my opinion is free. Maybe you've got years of life left in your roof. If so, I'll tell you that. But if I find storm damage or a compromised roof system, I'll lay out some options for you. Don't let them tell you it needs to be replaced if it only needs a repair. Call me, 867-0303. Has your insurance company already seen it and rejected your claim? Maybe they're correct. Most of the time, they're not. They do tend to become more reasonable once I get involved, though. 867-0303. I'll measure your roof from outer space or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I want to do some bragging rights. Hey, I was just the other day overhearing a conversation with Big Mike, the manager of DeSoto Auto Sales. They've got people buying cars all over the country. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas. People from all over the country buy cars at DeSoto Auto Sales in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Why? DeSoto Auto Sales has the most stringent car inspection in America. They get it right the first time. Quality and low mileage, factory warranty on most vehicles. My favorite part is the people who work there. Big Mike, all the employees are professional, friendly, and go that extra mile. Expect as you walk in the door, you are treated like family. DeSoto Auto Sales understands your time matters. We can help you find your dream car and get all the paperwork finished in less than an hour. Come see us at DeSoto Auto Sales and be part of our family. Have a great buying experience every time. 662-890-7184.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. This hour is brought to you by Poultry Power. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sain.
Your love's a sword, slicing gently through my body, burn so sweet. Blood boils when you speak, makes me weak, but I refuse to weep. Yet when I sleep, I feel tears trickling down my cheek. Stay
you know what I'm saying?
Pride telling me move on. My heart's fighting me.
No, I don't.
Yours forever.
Lots of things I don't understand.
Tonight's
the
Hey,
night.
I'm gonna say this right here, Peter. We got you know what? Your last day is today, right?
Yeah.
Get it, Pete. Get it, Pete.
Not my last day,
before you dip up out of here.
Posthumously getting you up out of here.
So
posthumous, Jesus.
I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm gonna have Kari on Friday. Yeah, he don't know who Bug Guy is. I'm not talking to that dude ever again. I don't want to talk to him about nothing got to do with nothing.
But Kari's not from Memphis, though, right?
But he's covered the prep scene for the last 5 years.
Okay.
No, it's over. If you don't know, if you can't talk about Bug Guy, I don't even want to talk.
Check Pete out still home and Brian McKnight.
I love Brian McKnight.
Look, I was gonna say you like you some Brian McKnight.
I love Brian McKnight.
Oh man,
girl, if it's alright, go somewhere and get it on tonight. Brian McKnight's great. Baby, won't you show me the way?
That's that Brian McKnight.
Back to your
Kobe Bryant featuring Brian McKnight featuring Kobe Bryant.
No, I'm saying one of those songs Peter was singing.
Oh.
That was Montel Jordan.
Okay. Because that was actually the song.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's right. I got a little Montel Jordan in there too.
Oh, yeah. Y'all were messing with Montel. What you call him?
Yeah, I was messing with Montel Jordan.
Oh,
yeah.
Crap. What'd you call
Baby,
him?
won't you show me the way? That's my. I love that.
Aaron Neville. That's what you called him.
And I also have another a bone to pick with Brian McKnight though. Song "Back at One" makes no sense at all. I mean the lyrics to "Back at One" don't make any sense at all. I mean,
you start on back at one. No. This is so for those that don't know, he's trying to get back with this girl and all this stuff. He wants to show that he's changed and all that stuff.
But he says, 1, you're like a dream come true. 2, just want to be with you. Okay, so right out of the gate. 3, girl, it's plain to see that you're the only one for me. 4, repeat steps 1 through 3. I mean, again, come on now, what are we doing here?
And whenever you believe the job is done,
come on,
then you start all back at 1.
Come on, repeat steps 1 through 3. What are we doing? Was that really? Come on, Brian McKnight. What are we doing?
My anxiety to think about that constant circle of repetition.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So how do we get out of that? How do we get to 5? He says 5 make you fall in love, but you never get there.
You never go get
because you get to 4 and you got to repeat steps 1 through 3.
Yeah.
Which step 1 is you're like a dream come true. What is that? Is that not a step? And then 2 is just want to be with you. 3, girl is plain to see. What? These aren't steps. What are we doing, Brian McKnight?
And I can't get to 5.
This infinite loop of non-steps, and then 5 is the one. Like, no wonder he can't ever fall in love. It's clearly he can't fall in love with her. He can't make it. Clearly,
he can't get past the "I love you" stage.
He can't get past the loop. He can't get past the loop.
We can't build anything.
Sing come true to just want to say again. What are we the 2? Come on. Girl is plain to see. Girl is plain to see. And now here comes.
Repeat steps 1 through 3, which means we're gonna be right back here again.
Which
you never got to 5. You can't get to 5. And if you do get to 5, you got to start back over at 1.
Yeah, exactly. You got, so what is that?
That's how we get here.
This man doesn't even make this. This makes no sense.
This sounds like a little narcissist behavior, man. It's like you're just playing a mind game with this lady.
I know he's playing a mind game. This is the biggest mind game ever. Like, what are you? Like, she listens to the song. She's like,
what?
What am I supposed to do? What are you supposed to
say? That's how we get here. Starting back over.
That's how we get here. Just a real narcissist, Brian. They come back with that bling, ding, ding. Come back with the.
I love Brian McKnight's voice, but the lyrics are a little much. Man. Not only that, but then he's just like, I feel like a little child whose life has just begun. Like what? You say that to a girl, like I feel like a little child whose life is just like she's gonna be like, Let me tell you something. You better not try unless you're Brian McKnight. And you got a voice like that, you better not say that. Yeah. You gonna scare her.
There's a lot of songs.
Here you go.
Come on, give me some of that. There it is. Featuring Gabe on the keys.
Featuring an infant on the
featuring an infant
on the little Tykes keyboard.
Play it again, bro.
Featuring 2-year-old little Jimmy on the little Tykes keyboard.
Without you, baby,
But this is one of the best hip hop songs of all time. And it comes in, it's literally a bunch of noise. Like, bro, how did this song get like past our ears? How did our ears not kick this song out when we first heard it? Anyway,
I know.
Man.
So
anyway. Nobody takes their returns on their show and just makes a whole segment out of it.
Brian McKnight, random.
Oh, shout out to the Go Kobe though, man. That's
sorry,
we got lost.
I was sorry. I just annoys me. Back at 1 really annoys me. Just from a math standpoint, the math on it just doesn't work at all. It's not. I don't.
That's how we got here. Starting back over.
I'm gonna tell you a song that bothers me as well is B2K's "Got to Be" when he says, "I want to be your mother, your father." Your sister, your brother.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Why you want to be this girl's mom and dad?
No.
What are you talking about?
I agree with that. No, I agree with that. Yeah.
Your father, your brother, and your sister too. Why you want to be that?
That's like all my life back in JoJo. Same thing. Same kind of thing. Close to me, you're like my mother. Close to me, you're like my mother. All right.
No. It's a little weird. I don't want to have a maternal relationship with my girlfriend. I'm sorry.
Little Walls, Mississippi action.
Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway.
So then this is where, I mean, again, I just for whatever it's worth, and again, I think it's super important that we honor the great ones. That's why I really appreciate the song, 1, 2, 3 ABCs from Skinny Pep, because he does one. He counts to the 1 through 9, and then he goes ABCs, and they are like
Yeah.
They're all like legit. Like he does what he says he's going to do. It's not like we're going to have some weird. No, none of this cheating stuff. No, he's got 1 through. See, D dogging out these like Jerry Lawler. I mean, that's the D. That starts with a D. That's what it is. That's it. So we appreciate honesty in our lyrics. All right, so the Grizzlies back in action tonight after a little bit of a little time away.
A little hiatus.
Taking on the San Antonio Spurs. Desmond Bain going to be back?
I'm going to bet yes. The Grizzlies are notorious for questionable, meaning they're playing.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of skip probable often.
They tend to, yeah. They tend to kind of just slide right past probable. I don't see very, very rarely do you see probable on a Grizzly report. It's
I don't think I've seen it at all.
I think there was. I don't. I agree with you, but I think I remember seeing it once or twice lately. But yes, it's very unusual. Usually, you can assume questionable means most likely yes.
Yeah.
Like
it means it's a game time decision. So.
And again, we talked about it before. It's a little bit weird
with the COVID thing.
To be questionable with like COVID, like
either you got it or you
like kind of either you are or you're not. I don't know what's going on there.
And I think it means
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say Jaren Jackson Jr. yesterday tweeting out "Beauty in the Suffering" with a emoji of a heart on fire. Do you want any thought on that?
I just hope he ain't got COVID. I don't think he sees beauty.
Don't think he's got COVID. I like the segment. I used to do a segment with CJ called emoji interpretation.
Okay.
And try to figure out what do you think Jaren Jackson Jr. means with a heart on fire?
That's a heart on fire emoji?
That's a heart on fire emoji. Yeah.
No, it ain't. For real?
Yes, it is.
What?
Yes.
I'd use it
on fire
for heartburn. Like how you feeling?
Does that mean? Yeah? Too many wings, like spicy, like you got a little reflux. The reflux happening. Yeah. I'm with Lemon Hope at Hope One Lemon, who says, "Why are you tweeting this?" I think I concur with that. I always. Jaren is his Twitter feed. I mean, I really respect Jaren as a player, but he is.
He's a different breed of dude, man.
I don't.
There is a heart on fire emoji. Will you look at that? What?
His last few tweets are. Let me see his actual tweets. Some of your biggest supporters don't say anything at all. Again, I don't help with that one. Just do your best. Be honest about it if it's your best. Okay, I like that one. That's good. There's a lot to think about there. Then he says 11. So much more work to be done. That's when they win their 11th straight game. He did call himself Block Panther, which is a great. That's good.
Get that shirt available on the side. He's not the one.
But he's never tweeted more than a
one line
sentence.
Yeah.
One line.
We don't have our full roster. Y'all know we don't have our full roster.
Yeah, that's Jaren's explanation. Oh man.
Like he tweeted out about a month ago, got friends still in school, miss them like a bad toothache. What does that? Does that mean?
Why would you miss a bad toothache?
Miss them? Does that mean he doesn't miss them? Like he missed them? I miss them like a hole in the head. Like you don't miss.
Oh
them
yeah, that would mean he does not miss them.
No, I think he's saying I missed them as badly as a bad toothache.
Like it means I do not.
No. I think he's saying the level that I missed them is as bad as a toothache.
It's as bad as a toothache.
I think that's what he's trying to say.
Because if he misses them as bad as a toothache, he doesn't care two craps about them.
Yeah. Not at all.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on with Jaren.
All-Star Jaren?
All-Star Jaren. I mean, he's a great player. Just a real unique social media guy. I don't know if that's good or bad. I can't. It doesn't seem to have any impact on his actual play. So that's the important thing, right there.
Yeah.
Jaren
that's the number one
message about his tweeting.
What you say there?
Said Jaren sent you a message about his tweeting.
What is it?
I'm not embarrassed about nothing.
Good. I'm proud of you, 13.
I didn't say you should be embarrassed. I just
one-liners. He just got a whole bunch of one-liners.
Very strange. You're just throwing some emojis in the mix. This team's got a lot of personality on the Twitter. What happens tonight? Do they bounce back? And finish up. It's been a challenging. We mentioned the road trip. It wasn't going to be an easy one, just because of the nature of who they're playing and how things are going to go. And you know what, they it's kind of gone the way you would have expected. They lost, I think, a very game effort in Milwaukee before losing. Beat the Nuggets with super impressive performances from Ja and Jaren in that one. Mavericks, again, not great. But what about the roster, Penny? Did they have their full roster for that game?
Full game. This game tomorrow?
No, I'm asking for that Mavericks loss. I'm asking if did the Grizzlies have their full roster?
No. We had to take that L, though, man.
Where's that?
If I had my roster
drop?
like they did, then I feel like I can do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's exactly right. Thank you, Penny.
Could you imagine Taylor Jenkins going off like that in the first man, that would be so hilarious.
Not one chance. Yeah. Not one chance. Yeah,
Y'all have heard my Taylor Jenkins theory though, right?
All right, what you got?
That all this is not him. Like he's a madman.
Oh.
Yeah,
no, let me tell you a little something. Let me tell you about Taylor Jenkins. So here's a couple things. Number one, he is he's got no problem cussing a fair bit, which a lot of people assume that just because the way he talks, and he's no problem cursing, plenty of cursing. Number two, he is a meticulous note taker and keeper of organizing stuff. He's like OCD.
Mm-hmm.
It's out of control. His everything is just so. Number three, he is when you get him in a setting that is not the usual coach's scrum kind of thing, he's really funny and he's much more engaging. When if you just talk to him one-on-one, he's a really funny guy.
Yeah.
But man, he is committed to the organizational mindset that the Grizzlies have, which is just don't say anything, don't make any news in a press conference. Just don't say anything of major import.
Yeah.
Just nothing should surprise anybody in a press conference. It should just be whatever and that's what he'll do.
That's true. I see that side of him, but I also see him being a madman, crazy.
Yeah, if
a story came out and said
extremely driven. Extremely driven.
If a story came out and said NBA head coach Taylor Jenkins pinches baby in Walmart, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not surprised with it.
he's in Mike Tyson mode, where it's any story you hear is that sounds plausible.
I could see a wild Taylor Jenkins story about
Grizzlies head coach Taylor Jenkins
pinches a baby
15 miles to get a taco from. That sounds fine. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Taylor Jenkins sticks his finger in ice cream.
Taylor Jenkins wears the same pair of pants for the first hour of every day. What?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's fine.
Because I heard him going off in practice one time behind that door. Everybody in the media was like, "Oh crap," and they didn't let us come near that door anymore. You remember that? About 3 years ago.
Yeah.
His first year.
Stop disrespecting me, bro.
Man, I would pay to see Taylor Jenkins literally go off like Penny does in the press conference, because they would be so outside of his thing.
Oh, it would jaws would drop because it would be so unusual.
He's had some super short ones where he was mad. He was like, "All right, man, I'm out. We suck tonight. I'll see y'all next game."
For sure.
Yeah.
No, for sure. But again, he wouldn't have been hired if he didn't go with that approach.
Mm-hmm.
That is a basic requirement for the Grizzlies. They require their people to be buttoned up. You don't have any kind of side stuff and all that. You just didn't. You ain't gonna see that.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gonna see that. So
I'm all right with
which is it's gonna be frustrating from a media perspective, but it certainly keeps their messaging consistent, and that means a lot to them. And especially when times are going well like this, hey man, it's perfectly fine. When it will be tested is when things don't go well.
If it falls
off
the track,
when guys are frustrated and some guy's not playing and he thinks he should, and they're still not winning and all, then you'll see how that culture. But they've built a really impressive culture, and that's it's real. It's legit. It's not just they're not just saying it. Like it's a legit deal for sure. All right, we come back. We'll do some predictions. Talk a little bit about the All-Star game and wrap it up here in hour number 2, presented by Poultry Power, our good friends, where you're going to get a whole bunch of chicken, and why wouldn't you? Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5.
You have opinions?
Well, you gotta have an opinion.
We want to hear them. Call or text us on the AutoZone listener line at 360-8255. That's the AutoZone listener line at 901-360-8255.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike is where you'll find the most bang for your buck. Take your pick with adventure-ready 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport or highest safety-rated 2022 Eclipse Cross. Ready to ride at $349 a month. And this is not a lease. You own it. Want 31 mpg highway in your SUV? We Gossett with 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander. Now $398 a month. Plus, at Gossett Mitsubishi, you always get our stellar 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So for our best deal, look no further than Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com. If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 72 months at 2.9 APR, 3,000 down, 500 loyalty rebate, 500 military rebate, Sport NU 001422, MSRP 27010, Cross NZO 49092, MSRP 27,000, Outlander NZO 53093, MSRP 29615, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 695, excludes tax title license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 1/31/2022. Dealer stock only.
Right now is a great time to take advantage of Choate's winter specials by upgrading your furnace, switching to Renai tankless water heater, or getting $50 off air duct cleaning. By now, you most likely have heard of the benefits of UV light technology for your HVAC system. Purchase any new Carrier furnace right now, and we will install one for you at no additional cost. For those who have not installed a tankless water heater yet, what are you waiting on? Stop wasting utilities heating water you do not use and getting frustrated taking cold showers or baths. Right now, when you purchase a Renai tankless water heater, Choate's will install one premium toilet for free in your home. And Choate's is offering $50 off its air duct cleaning services. Not only does this service get the years of dust out of your ducts, it also helps the indoor air quality you and your family breathe every day. All these specials qualify for 18 months, no interest financing with approved credit. So call 347-8086 to schedule your free estimate today. Turn to the experts with Choate's and let our family serve your family.
Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company, we have it all. From handmade Amish leather belts, fine and casual clothing, boots, casual boots, work boots, fancy boots, and even safety-toed boots. Lots of cowboy hats to choose from, even Nebo lights, Orco hard coolers, good-looking duck head dress shirts, duck head caps, shorts, and pants. Tons of jeans from Ariat, Wrangler, Devil Dog, and Kimes Ranch jeans. At Hewlett & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South t-shirts and caps. Fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from UFO's orthopedic-approved shoes. Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company. Boots of every size, every color, every skin. Great quality Western, work, and safety toe boots. Hewlett & Dunn Boots and Clothing Company. 111 North Center Street, Collierville. Hewlett & Dunn. Hewlett & Dunn, serving you and your family since 1961.
What a great time to start a new year with a new car, truck, or SUV from our friends at Auto Universe Germantown. The new go-to place for the finest luxury vehicles you'll find in one place anywhere. It's on Winchester, just off 385. I'm out here looking at hundreds right now. Lexus, Toyota, Infiniti. Here's some great-looking Audis and Jeeps. And I see Hondas, Chevys, Mercedes, beautiful trucks, SUVs, and of course, cars. Go to eAutoUniverseGermantown.com and take a look for yourself. A lot of people complaining about long wait times getting service appointments. Well, just call Robert here at Auto Universe Germantown. He'll get you in now. 901-751-7300. Everything from brake service, rotating tires, transmission service, even checking the battery. Winchester just off 385. That's where they're located. You're going to love Auto Universe Germantown. Ask for Zach and tell him you heard it here on Sports 56 Radio. Finest pre-owned luxury vehicles and great no-haggle prices. 7300 Winchester off 385. Or online at eAutoUniverse.com.
If you want to make money in sales, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. If you can sell, Flynn Broadcasting has a great career waiting for you. If you can sell, we have great benefits, salary, commission, sales leads, and a great place to work. If you can sell, let us know today. Send your resume to jobs@flynn.com. Can everyone sell? No. But if you can, Flynn Broadcasting wants you. Apply today at jobs@flynn.com. Start your great career today at jobs@flynn.com. Flynn Broadcasting wants you.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. This hour is brought to you by Poultry Power. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sain.
There's no way that I can thank you enough for that. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And what can I say? Mamba out.
We back. Peter, you back, man?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. I don't know what happened.
Did you not hear it?
Nah.
Did you not hear what
we dropped. It's like something dropped for sure. But yeah, we back though, man.
I said, yeah, we appreciate Darian's work today.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Honoring Kobe, without a doubt. Thank you so much for tonight. I think the Grizzlies get that win. I look forward to hearing all about it, man. You got a busy stretch coming up, man. We got trade deadline in a week. We got John Morant, All-Star tomorrow. We got all kinds of stuff, man. I know you're going to do a great job taking over. I'll be back.
That's right. I get to be. I'm gonna be on air when celebrating that by myself tomorrow, man.
Well, I don't think they announce till tomorrow night. So
that's right.
I think they do it during the TNT.
It'll still
games,
be by myself Fridays.
You can, yes, absolutely.
Brother.
So thank you again. Thanks to everybody. Yes, indeed. I'll be back with you in about a week or so. Sain's got you taken care of. Coming up next, it is Sports Time from 3 to 6. Y'all have yourself a great day.